Recording in progress. A great day to one and all. Welcome to the Midreview for Philippine Licensure Examination for Teachers for Mathematics Majors, Set 4. I am Mr. Kim J.C. Ensho, and I will be your lecturer or discussant for today. And before we start, let us all be reminded that we are in the most holy presence of God. Lord God, Heavenly King, Father and Lord, we praise, adore, worship, glorify, and love you. We are sorry for all of our sins, and we are very thankful for all of the grace, the blessings that you have given us, most especially the gift of life, family, and friends. We are hoping and praying that you will continually grant us with good health, long life, happiness, joy, prosperity, peace of heart, peace of mind, and all of the things that we prayed for and asked in life. Please bless us all. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Good evening po sa ating lahat and welcome to this beautiful Sunday. So I hope you are doing well and I hope that you are ready. For the benefit of some of our friends who cannot be with us in this meeting, so don't worry, this meeting will be recorded for them as well. And of course, for you, if you think that there are some parts that you missed, or if there are some parts that needs clarification, so feel free to watch the video, and of course, feel free to chat me also from time to time, so that I could also answer your queries. Right? So please be reminded that for the meantime, everyone is muted and I will be allowed to speak so that we can minimize disruptions. At the same time, let us refrain from annotating anything on the screen. No? So I will not allow you to annotate po muna. And if you have questions, clarifications, or anything you have in mind, please feel free to write them in our chat. And I am using two devices. And in that way, I will be able to see also your messages if ever you have some concerns or clarifications. Thank you. I hope it's clear. And here's the general directions. Shade the letter of the correct answer. If the correct answer is not found among the choices, shade the letter E. I hope that you are ready. Let's go. I believe also you have answered this in advance. So let's see what score you will get. Let's have item number 1. In how many ways can 10 flowers be planted in a circular lot? Is it A, 380,628, B, 362,880, C, 328,860, or D, 388,620? Okay. Among those who commented, we see that your answer is letter B, no? Tama nga kaya ang letter B? Tingnan po natin. So, take note, sabi po kasi sa problem na itatanim po yung mga plants in a circular lot. So, in this way, we are assuming, of course, that all the plants here are different. And this entails what we call circular permutation. And the formula is n-1 quantity factorial, where n here represents n distinct objects. In this case, n distinct plants. Since there are 10 of them, and by substitution, so that's 10 minus 1 quantity factorial, that's 9 factorial. And 9 factorial means you are going to get the product of all natural numbers or whole numbers from 9 all the way down until 1. So it means 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And that's letter B, 362,880. Okay, good job guys. I believe na marami pong nakakuha nito. Number 2. How many triangles can be made from 10 points of which no 3 are collinear? When we say no 3 are collinear, walang 3 points na naglalay sa isang straight line. Is it A, 30, B, 210, C, 720, or D, 120? What do you think po for item number 2? Sir Sadie said letter D daw, 120. Ganun din sabi ni Ma'am Thea, ni Ma'am Gemma, ni Ma'am Len. Nako, mga future top notches ata ito. Sabi ni Ma'am Cutie din. Nako, Ma'am Cutie, parehas po tayong cute. Okay. We'll see kung tama po. Take note po ha, if you have triangles, does this involve combination or permutation? Do you think permutation or combination po ito? Let's see. Okay, combination. I agree as well. No? It's a combination problem kasi in a combination, the order does not matter as long as they are present in that set. Whereas for permutation, order matters. So if we create or draw triangles, the order of having your line segments do not matter. And take note, out of the 10 points, we will choose 3 to create a triangle. And since no 3 of them are collinear, then any 3 points can be chosen without restriction. With such, that would be NCR, no? This is the formula for combination, NCR equals n factorial all over n minus r factorial. So that's 10 combination 3. And by substitution, it becomes 10 factorial all over 7 factorial, 3 factorial. And of course, you can encode this to your calculator directly, or you could use encode 10C3 directly in your calculator. And you could see that there are 120 actually. Hence, if you will determine, for example, by drawing all the triangles, I'm sure that there are 120 different or distinct triangles. Very good. Letter G. Good job, guys. Number 3. I got 5 cards from a shuffled standard deck of 52 cards without the jokers, no? How many 5-card hands will have 3 aces and 2 kings? Is it A, 16, B, 24, C, 30, or D, 120? What do you think? Please feel free to comment your answer. It's okay, no? Tama man po o mali yung sagot natin. Okay lang po yan. Yung mahalaga po ay natututo po tayo. Okay. Let's see. What's your answer for number 3? Okay. Okay, letter B daw. Tama nga kaya ang letter B? We'll see. Take note po ha, this is another combination problem. No? Combination problem po ito. Because if you have a hand, no, a 5-card hand, as long as nandyan po sila, and regardless of, and again, this is regardless of the order they appear in your hand. So ang tanong ko po, sa isang set ng baraha, sa isang standard deck of cards without jokers, ilang aces po meron? How many aces are there in a standard deck of 52 cards? Meron po tayong 4 aces, tama. 4 po ang ace, no? We have ace of hearts, ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, at saka ace of spades. In fact, meron din pong 4 na kings. So sa 4 na aces, pipili po tayo ng 3 sa kanila. At sa 4 na king, pipili din po tayo ng 2 sa kanila. With such, that's 4 combination 3 for the aces. 4C3 is the number of ways you can choose the 3 aces out of the 4 aces. Samantalang yung 4C2 naman po is the number of ways that you can select the 2 kings out of the 4 kings. And by the fundamental counting principle, kailangan po natin silang i-multiply. With such, 4C3 becomes 4 factorial all over 4 minus 3 quantity factorial times 3 factorial times. For 4C2 naman po, that's 4 factorial all over 4 minus 2 quantity factorial times 2 factorial. And if we simplify its expression po, no, yan po yung kalalabasan niya. And 4C3 is actually 4, whereas 4C2 is 4 factorial over 2 factorial. 2 factorial simplifies to 6. And there are 24 of them. So if you answered letter B, congratulations, nakuha po ninyo. But kung hindi po, okay lang po, no? So again, everything is a learning experience po. Especially kung di po natin alam. Okay, thank you. I hope na nakuha po natin yung explanation. And if you have questions, feel free to ask po. And you are very much welcome. Number 4. A box contains 15 red balls and 10 green balls. Find the probability that a red ball and a green ball are drawn in succession in this order. Ibig sabihin po, no, sa unang draw mo, dapat red yung makuha mo. Sa ikalawang draw, dapat green po yung makuha mo. And take note ha, in this case po, if you already took that ball out, hindi mo na siya ibabalik doon, no? Kasi 'di ba, kapag minsan kapag nakuha mo na, huwag mo lang ibalik kasi masasaktan ka lang talaga. Char lang. Is it A, 1/2, B, 3/4, C, 1/4, or D, 1/3? What's your answer po for number 4? May sumagot ng letter C, may sumagot ng letter A. Okay, dito iba-iba po yata yung sagot natin, no? So, tama nga kaya ang sagot ninyo? Saan kaya sa A o C ang tama? O baka wala sa kanilang dalawa ang tama? Let's see kung meron po. Now, out of the 15 red and 10 green, di ba dapat yung makuha mo una is isang red? At baka magtatanong kayo, Sir, bakit 15 over 25? Dito kasi, 15 red, 15 plus 10, that means sa first mo na bunot, meron ka pang 25 na pagpipilian. Okay? At sa 25 na pagpipilian na to, red yung nakuha mo. And of course, there are 15 red. That's why 15 over 25 is the probability of picking out a red ball in your first draw. Ngayon, diba, nakuha mo na, take note, nakuha mo na yung isang red. So, ilang balls na lang yung natira sa lalagyan. Because nakuha mo na yung isa 24 na lang po. That's why, sa second mo na bunot, 24 balls na lang po yung nakuha. Okay, thank you po. And out of these 24, green yung dapat mong kunin, di ba? So, meron pang 10 green dyan. That's why 10 over 24 is the probability of you picking a green ball out of the 24 balls remaining. And again, they are dependent events, so we have to multiply them. So 15 over 25 simplifies to 3/5. 10 over 24 simplifies to 5/12. And if you could see, no, the 5 and 5 cancel. So what's left is 3 over 12, or that's 1/4. Letter C. Okay, so congratulations po sa lahat ng sumagot ng letter C. But if not, okay lang. No worries. I hope na nakuha po natin yung explanation. Number 5. Out of the 10 girls in a class, 3 have blue eyes. If 2 of the girls are chosen at random, find the probability that at least 1 has blue eyes. Is it A, 6 over 17, B, 8 over 15, C, 7 over 15, or D, 5 over 17? Let's see, what's your answer on this? What do you think po? Okay. So, Okay, so maybe others are in doubt, no, or they are shy to give their answers. Take note ha, kapag sinabi po nating at least one has blue eyes, pwedeng sa tatlong kukunin mo, isa merong blue eyes, yung dalawa wala, o yung dalawa merong blue eyes, isa wala. Okay? So ito po. So there are, for example, first, di ba ito, tatlo ang merong blue eyes, kasi 10 sila. If 3 has blue eyes, so 7 are not blue-eyed children. Now, take note that if you have this one, no, there are 10 combination 2 or 45 ways to choose any two girls. Okay? And with that, no, this 45 will be your denominator. Kasi nga, that's the total number of ways to choose two girls. And that's a combination. Now, the first case is, ang isa merong blue eyes, ang isa is not blue-eyed. So ang tanong, di ba tatlo yung blue eyes? Isa, kukunin mo. 1 out of 3 kukunin mo. At sa 7 merong walang blue eyes, isa ang kukunin mo sa kanila. So therefore, that's 3 combination 1. That's for blue eyes. And 7 combination 1. 7C1 ways of choosing yung walang blue eyes. 3C1 is 3 and 7C1 po is 7. You can verify that with your calculators. And that's 3 times 7 or 21. In other words po, there are 21 ways of choosing two people na ang isa merong blue eyes, yung isa walang blue eyes. But take note, it's not the only case. Kasi sabi niya, at least one. Dalawa yung pipiliin mo, pero at least one has blue eyes. So let's have the second case. Yung dalawa merong blue eyes. Yung isa, syempre yung natira, yung kapag, kasi dalawa yung pipiliin mo, if 2 has blue eyes, of course, 0 ang walang blue eyes. So that's out of 3, choose 2. And out of 7 na walang blue eyes, pipili ka ng 0. So that's 3 combination 2 times 7 combination 0. 3 combination 2 is equal to 3. And 7 combination 0 is equal to 1. And by the fundamental counting principle, 3 times 1 gives you 3. So therefore, there are 3 ways for you to choose 2 of the girls who have blue eyes and none that has no blue eyes. And take note, since we have 2 cases, there are 21 plus 3 or 24 ways to choose the girls with at least 1 blue eyes. No? And so there are 24 ways out of the 45 ways in all, and thus the probability choosing a student that has at least 1 blue eyes is 24 over 45. And simplifying this by dividing both numerator and denominator by 3 gives 8 over 15. So the correct answer po is letter B. Okay. I hope na nakuha po natin. That's why no, in this case, it's slightly difficult, no? Especially you have to consider the cases involved. Thank you. Number 6. The probability that a patient recovers from a heart operation is 0.9. Find the probability that exactly 5 out of the next 7 patients having this operation survive. Round your answer to 3 decimal places. Is it A, 0.124, B, 0.271, C, 0.384, or D, 0.172? What's your answer po for number 6? Take note, careful po ha, sabi dito, the probability that a patient recovers from a heart operation is 0.9. So ano po yung probability na hindi siya makaka-recover? So that's 0.1, tama? 0.1. Yung chance na hindi siya maka-recover. So far we have Ma'am Jackie Lu, Ma'am Hannah who answered letter A. Let's see kung tama po yung letter A. And the thing is, ito po yan. Now, bakit 7C5? Kasi sabi, 5 out of 7 exactly ang makaka-recover. So that's 7 combination 5. It's the number of ways of choosing 5 out of 7 na makaka-recover. And take note, sabi po sa problem, di ba, kung makaka-recover yung 5, it's 0.9. So it's 0.9, but 5 po sila eh. So that means 0.9 times 0.9 times 0.9 times 0.9 times 0.9 or just simply 0.9 raised to 5. At sa kanila pong 5, no? Sa kanila pong 7, 2 po ang hindi makaka-recover. So 0.1 po yung probability na hindi sila maka-recover at 2 po sila. So 0.1 times 0.1 or simply 0.1 squared. And using your calculator, it's approximately 0.124. And very good, no? Congratulations, Ma'am Jackie Lou, Ma'am Hannah, Sir Raymond. You got it right. And to all also who got it right, great job po. Good. I hope na nakuha po natin. Number 7. The sum of all the coefficients of the expansion 3x minus y quantity to the 6. Is it A, 4,096, B, 729, C, 64, or D, 32? What do you think po? 64 daw, sabi ni Sir Sadie, ni Ma'am Jackie Lou, ni Ma'am Ila, ni Ma'am Hannah, ni Ma'am Gemma. Okay. Tama nga kaya ang 64. Take note, you can expand this expression using the binomial theorem. Sabi ni Ma'am Cutie, letter C din daw. Pero yung siguro yung iba sa inyo, ginamit niyo yung binomial theorem upang i-expand siya. At after nyong i-expand, inad yung lahat ng mga numerical coefficients. Pero, Sir Raymond sabi niya din, pero meron pong shortcut dito. And the shortcut is, alam niyo po ba? I-disregard nyo lang po yung mga variables. Di ba? Yung numerical coefficient nito, 3. Ano yung numerical coefficient ng minus y? Di ba? It's understood ng minus 1 yun dito. Remove nyo na lang po yung x at saka y. Yung matitira is 3 minus 1 and raised. So disregard the variables and evaluate the expression. That's 3 minus 1 quantity to the 6. So that's 2 raised to 6. And that gives you 64 po. So I'm sure letter C ang tamang sagot. Okay? So, but if you have expanded this, it's okay pa rin, pero matatagalan pa yun. So ito po yung shortcut niya. Regardless po kung ano po yung itsura ng binomial na yan. Thank you. Again po ha, if you have questions or clarifications, feel free to chat and I will entertain them. Number 8. How many 4-digit numbers do not contain at least one of the digits 2 and 6? Is it A, 5,416, B, 5,614, C, 5,789, or D, 5,835? What do you think is the answer for number 8? Okay? What do you think po? So take note. This 4-digit number, no, it's understood po na hindi po siya pwedeng mag-begin sa 0. Also, dapat walang 2 at saka 6. And the thing is, repetition here is allowed or not allowed? Palagay niyo po. Allowed po kaya yung repetition dito o hindi? For example, kapag merong 1 sa thousands place, pwede ko rin bang gamitin ang digit na 1 sa hundreds place? And the answer is yes. Take note po ha, allowed po ang repetition dito. Yes. So here's the thing. Actually, this is just the fundamental counting principle at meron po tayong 4 na slots. Bakit 4 na slots? Because you have 1 slot for thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. So kung mapapansin po ninyo, sabi dito, gamitin mo lang lahat. Wag lang si 2 at saka si 6. Okay? And repetition here is allowed. So sa thousands place po, dito po yung thousands place, 7 po ang pwede dyan. Bakit 7? Di ba meron tayong 10 digits? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sa 10 digits na yan, sa thousands place, huwag mong gamitin si 2, si 6, at saka si 0. So tatlo po ang di pwedeng magamit dito. Bakit tatlo? Kasi aside from 2 and 6, hindi mo rin pwedeng gamitin si 0. That's why 7 lang po ang pwedeng gamitin. Sa hundreds place, pwede ka nang mag-0, di ba? Because anyway, you could, as long as sa front ka lang naman, sa pinakauna ka lang naman, hindi pwedeng mag-0. But in the other positions, you can use 0. So out of the 10 digits, minus the 2 and the 6, without the 2 and 6, 8 po sila. So same din po sa tens place, same din po sa ones place. And by the fundamental counting principle of multiplication, 7 times 8 times 8 times 8 gives you 3,584. And clearly, it is not one of the choices. So the correct answer is letter E. Because in our instructions, if the correct answer is not found among the choices, write E. I hope kindly comment po sa ating chat kung naintindihan po natin. May I proceed with the next question po? I hope na nakuha po natin. Okay. Thank you po. Salamat po. Kasi for me, mahalaga po kasi sa akin na naiintindihan niyo ako. For me, I believe na useless po yung review kung hindi po ninyo naiintindihan yung explanation. Thank you po. Number 9. Find the slope of a curve whose equation is y is equal to 2x cubed minus 3x at x equals 1. Is it A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, D, 6? Weakness ko, probability coach. Ay, sige lang po. No worries po. Please, no, lumalaban po tayo. So ano pong sagot natin sa number 9? This is now a differential calculus question po. Okay, letter A daw, 3. Sabi ni ma'am. Okay, no? So many of you, to everyone who commented, your answer is letter A. Let's see if it's correct. Take note, no? In differential calculus, the slope of any curve is actually defined as the first, could be determined using the first derivative. So the slope is equal to y prime, or your first derivative. So, di ba, to get the derivative, no, of this, we will use the power rule. So, imumultiply nyo po yung exponent nito sa unahan, no? 2 times 3, 6, x. Then, bawasan po ng isa yung exponent ng variable. That's why naging 6x squared na lang po yung derivative ng 2x cubed. Samantalang sa minus 3x naman po, yung kanyang derivative ay minus 3. Because it's understood na 1 po yan dito. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3, x raised to 0. But x raised to 0 is actually equal to 1. That's why negative 3 times 1, naging negative 3 pa din po yan. Now, ito po yung slope niya. But sabi kasi sa problem, at x equals 1. So we need to find the actual slope at a certain x equals 1. So we will substitute now x equals 1 to this. So m is equal to y prime equals 6 times 1 squared minus 3. So 6 times 1 squared, that's 6 times 1 minus 3. And that's simply 3. So everyone who answered letter A, great job, guys. Congratulations. Number 10. Find the limit of 1 over 2 raised to n as n approaches infinity. Did you have A, 0, B, negative 1, C, 1, or D, infinity? What do you think is the correct answer for number 10? Ma'am Jackie Lou said A. Same with Ma'am Hannah, Sir Sadie, Ma'am Len, Ma'am Gemma, Ma'am Milkay, Ma'am Thea. So far, Okay, Ma'am Alice also said. Now the thing is, mga bang A? Take note ha, sabi dito, as n approaches infinity. When we say approaches infinity po, habang palaki ng palaki ang value ng n. So tingnan po ninyo ha. So if you could see, no, you could verify this with your calculators as well, no, and using logic. As n approaches infinity, the value of your denominator, di ba, 2 times n, this becomes very, very large, right? Napakalaki po nito. Parang pagmamahal ko sa kanya. Char lang. So the denominator becomes increasingly large and the value of your expression is approaching zero. Why? Because if you divide a constant, a certain positive constant, by a very, very large number, as the denominator increases, the value of the fraction decreases until such time that it is very, 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 very close now to zero. Hence, the limit is letter A, 0. Yay! Very good po. Sa lahat ng sumagot ng A, congratulations. Next, I hope na nakuha po natin yung explanation. Number 11. Find the exact value of the limit of x squared minus 9 all over x plus 3 as x approaches negative 3. Is it 0, 2, negative 6, or 6? What do you think is the answer for number 11? Okay, I see letter C. Okay, so far na-comment po yung letter C, no? Now, kung inyo pong titingnan, if you will substitute negative 3 directly sa ating form, sa ating polynomial, sa ating rational expression, negative 3 squared will be 9. 9 minus 9 magiging 0. And for your denominator, negative 3 plus 3 ay magiging 0 din. That's why this expression becomes 0 over 0, an example of an indeterminate form. But there is actually a limit here. In fact, we can factor, no? Thank you po, Ma'am and Teacher Norbien. Hindi po ako sure kung Ma'am or Sir. Thank you, Teacher Norbien. But you could see we can factor the numerator. The x squared minus 9 is a difference of two squares, which is factorable as x plus 3 times x minus 3, and the rest were copied. So you could see also, no, that x plus 3 po is a common factor sa ating numerator and denominator, and dividing these will give you 1. And what's left is the limit of x minus 3 as x approaches negative 3. And with such, no, by substitution, negative 3 minus 3 is now negative 6, letter C. And we also have there, no, the suggestion of Ma'am Jackie Lu to use what we call L'Hopital's rule. Tama po yan. Find the first derivative of the both numerator and denominator. Yung derivative po ng numerator, di ba? X squared, 2x to. Yung derivative ng 9 ay 0. Ito naman ay 1. Ito naman ay 3. So, I mean 0, that the derivative of 3 is 0. So, magiging 2x po ito. Ito naman po yung denominator mo ay magiging 1. So, 2x over 1 or simply 2x. That's why, i-multiply mo na lang po yung negative 3. 2 times negative 3, it's still negative 16 po. Okay, thank you po, Ma'am Jackie Du, for that suggestion. Correct po. 12. If y is equal to sine squared x, find y double prime, or the second derivative of y. Is it A, 2 cosine 2x, B, negative 2 cosine 2x, C, 2 sine 2x, or D, negative 2 sine 2x? What's your answer po for the second derivative of y equals sine squared x? Okay, let's see po, no? I hope that you could still remember how to do this. Remember also no, that it's in trigonometry, y equals sine squared x means y is equal to the square of sine x. Then here we can use your chain rule, no? So y prime, di ba? Kapag nagpa-power rule ka, it's understood na 1 yan dito eh. 1 times 2 will be 2. Then copy yung nasa loob, sine x. So tapos, bakit sine x lang? Kasi di ba by the power rule, babawasan mo yung exponent nito by 1. So 2 minus 1 or simply raised to 1 times the derivative po ng nasa loob, which is yung derivative ng sine ay cosine po. That's why the first derivative is y prime is equal to 2 sine x cosine x. Pero take note po ha, y double prime po yung ating hinahanap. And you could see, no, meron tayong product ng dalawang numbers, ng dalawang functions. Let's say, I let 2 sine x be the first function, and we let the second function be cosine x. Diba? To get the product, to get the derivative of a product of two functions, we can use the product rule, no, for derivatives. That is, the product, the second derivative now is y double prime equals, copy the first function, 2 sine x, times the derivative of the second function. Yung derivative po ng cosine x ay negative sine x. Plus, copy the second function, cosine x, times the derivative of the first function. Ang derivative po ng 2 sine x, derivative ng sine ay cosine. That's why I have here 2 cosine x as well. And take note po ha, by simplifying, 2 sine x times negative sine x is negative 2 sine squared x. And ang cosine x times 2 cosine x will become 2 cosine squared x. And by rearranging po, if you could notice, I factored out the 2. And tsaka ni-rearrange ko po. Naging ano to? Naging cosines. I factored out the 2 and I rearrange. So naging cosine squared x minus sine squared x po yung nasa loob. Sige nga po, tingnan natin. Di ba meron tayong identity? Anong identity po? Ang equal, di ba double angle to eh? What is cosine squared x minus sine squared x? Ano po ito? Sa ating trigonometry. It's equal to what? Double angle identity po ito. Yung cosine squared x minus sine squared x. That is? Anyone? Very good. Thank you po, Sir Sadie. This is actually cosine 2x now. That's why the final answer po, I just substituted what's inside the parentheses into cosine 2x. Hence, the correct answer is letter A. So, so yan po, no? Medyo, that's why if we are having the derivative of functions, I hope we could still remember how they are, how their derivatives are taken. Thank you po. So maybe we could revisit our trigonometry as well. 13. Find the limit of 5t to the fourth minus 4t squared minus 1 all over 10 minus t minus 9t cubed as t approaches 1. Did you go for 2/5, 4/15, 3/5, or 5/10 as t approaches 1? What's your answer po for number 13? Okay, letter C daw, 3/5. Let's see kung tama. Now, if you could notice po, no, if you will substitute, no, 1 to both numerator and denominator, magiging 0/0 din po ito. So, if you wish, no, you could also factor. But in my case right now, gagamitin ko po yung suggestion ni Ma'am Jackie Lu kanina, no? Gagamit po tayo ng L'Hopital. Ito po yung ginamit ko. So, that is, in L'Hopital's rule, again, kung 0/0 po siya, you could take the derivative of numerator. So that's derivative of this is 20 of your numerator. The first derivative is 20t cubed minus 80 all over the derivative of your denominator, which is -1. This is 0, -1. This is -27t squared. Okay? Then from here, we can now substitute the value of t, which is 1. So 20 times 1 cubed minus 8 times t, that becomes 20 minus 8, all over -1 minus 27 times 1 squared, which is -1 minus 27. And you will get 12 over -28, which simplifies to -3 over 7. Let's see. So yes, it should be -3 over 7. And again, since it's not one of the choices, then therefore our answer is letter E. Thank you po. Again I hope that you were able to get this about, remember it's part of the instruction po natin sa ating text. Thank you. 14. A farmer with 200 meters of fence plans to enclose a rectangular piece of land using a river on one side and the fence on the other three sides. Solve the maximum area in meters squared that the farmer can obtain. Is it 5,400, 5,200, 5,000, or 5,600? So this one, no? This is a maximization problem in our calculus. What's your answer for number 14? Okay, letter C daw, 5,000. Check po natin. So ito po yung illustration niya. Yung blue na to, halimbawa, ito po yung river. Let's say ito po yung river, no? At sabi sa problem, tatlong sides lang po yung lalagyan natin ng fence. So let's say ito po yung dalawang to. Rectangle po siya, no? So ito, rectangular fence. So ito X. Dito X din. This one will be Y. Take note, bakit parehas to? Because opposite sides of a rectangle are congruent. And take note, sabi po sa problem that the total amount of materials is 200 meters. So it means X plus Y plus X, or 2X plus Y is equal to 200. And expressing this in slope-intercept form, you will get Y is equal to -2X plus 200. Okay? And sabi sa problem, we will get the maximum area, right? And to get the area of a rectangle, di po ba, length times width na naman po ito. So we have y times x, or xy equals a, where a here is our area. Now, by substitution, ang purpose ko nito is this y here will be replaced by -2x plus 200. So by substitution, that's x times -2x plus 200 is equal to a. So distributing this, no, by multiplying this monomial by this binomial, you will get -2x squared plus 200x po. Okay? And again, to get the, so we have to, this is actually a parabola, no, that faces downward. And if it is a parabola that faces downward, meaning to say, meron po siyang maximum point. So, masosolve po natin yung problem. From here, let's get the derivative of both sides, no? So, the derivative of -2x squared is -4x. The derivative of 200x is 200, and it's equal to 8 times, which is the derivative of a. However, since we are looking for the point, no, kung saan, to solve for the critical points, to solve for that, we need to let a prime be equal to 0, no? Because sa point na yan, marireach niya ang isang extreme po, extreme. So with that, -4x plus 200 equals 0. Subtracting both sides by 200, you have -4x equals -200, and x is equal to 50. So x is 50 po. And dahil meron ka ng value ni x, pwede na po nating ma-solve ang value ng y by substitution, no? So, di ba, y is equal to negative 2x plus 200. Replace x here by 50. So, y is equal to negative 2 times 50 plus 200. And that simplifies to 100. Therefore, this should be 100 meters long, and this should be 50 meters wide. And the maximum area is now 50 times 100, which is 5,000 meters squared. That's why to everyone who commented letter C, congratulations, you got it right po. Yay! 15, but again, it's a learning experience for everyone. 15. Find the area of the region bounded by x equals 3 minus y squared, and the line y is equal to x minus 1. Did you go for 12 25ths, 9 halves, 13 halves, or 18 over 25? What's your answer for? Take note, this is already, if you are looking for the area between bounded by two curves, we are now, is this differential or integral calculus? Differential ba to o integral? This is already very good. Integral calculus na po tayo. And one way to do this is to graph first the two functions, no? It would be better if we determine, because in this case, we don't know no, kung saan sila bounded. So in this case, graphing the two of them tells us, like this po, ito po yung graph nila. This, nag-intersect po sila. So to determine the 2 points of intersection, di ba sabi, x, both of them, x is equal to 3 minus y squared. Dito, by manipulating the equation, minus 1 here will become here plus 1 sa left, no? So y plus 1 is equal to x. That's why I equated them, no? I expressed x in terms of y and got y plus 1 equals, x equals y plus 1, which is also equal to 3 minus y squared because they are both in terms of x. And expressing this as a quadratic equation in standard form, we get y squared plus y minus 2 equals 0. And this could be factored, no? Into y plus 2 times y minus 1 equals 0. And by the zero property of multiplication, we will equate each of these factors to 0. So y plus 2 equals 0, or y equals negative 2. Y minus 1 equals 0, or sorry, y plus 2 equals 0, or y equals negative 2. That's why you could see po, nag-intersect po sila sa point kung saan ang y ay equal to negative 2, at sa point kung saan ang y ay equal to 1. So these are now their boundaries. This will become the limits of integration. Yan po silang dalawa. Now, take note, so the function to the right will be considered v of y, and the left will be considered u of y. And if you will draw your rectangular strip here, this is horizontal strip, na-touch nyo pa muna yung sa right. So yung technique is function sa right minus function sa left. That's why ito po, 3 minus y squared minus yung function sa left na y plus 1. Kasi in terms of x is now expressed in terms of y, with the boundaries from negative 2 until 1. And this is now dy. By simplifying this, 3 minus y squared, this is minus y minus 1. That is now negative y squared minus y plus 2 dy. And of course, the limits of integration are negative 2 to 1. And diba, we will now integrate this. So to integrate using the power rule, we will add the exponent by 1. And kung ano man po yung exponent, yan po yung magiging denominator ng expression. So 2 plus 1, 3. So that's negative y cubed over 3. Ito, add 1 ka sa exponent ng numerator. 1 plus 1, 2. That's why negative y squared over 2. Dito po, di ba, 2, ang integration ng 2 ay 2y, pero yung exponent ng y ay 1, so 2y over 1 is simply 2y pa rin as it goes from negative 2 to 1. So from here, you will substitute, replace y by 1. You will also replace the same, no? I mean, this expression, its y value will be replaced by negative 2 also, and you will subtract the given expression. So this is the result, no? This one, when everything here is replaced by 1, ito po yung kalalabasan. When here, this is the expression, when all y's were replaced by negative 2, ito po yung kalalabasan niya. And subtract the 2, no? After which, and using your calculators, you will get 9/2 square units. So the area bounded by these curves is 9/2 square units or 4.5 square units. Letter B. Okay. I hope na clear po sa ating lahat. 16. Evaluate the integration of the square root of 1 plus 3x dx as x goes from 1 to 8. Did you go for 24, 25, 26, or 27? Okay, letter C daw, 26. And so far, sabi ni Sir Sadie, sabi ni Ma'am Len, ni Ma'am Hannah. All right, letter C is tama nga ba? Actually, what is good is that you could encode this directly also, no, to your calculator. But if you wish, you could also use integration, no? Take note, your calculators could actually do this, no? So ito lang po yung steps. And let's see. So nangyari po, gumamit dito, no? If this is my u, yung du niya ay 3dx, but wala pong 3 dito, so nag-multiply po ako ng 1/3 dito. And employing the u du substitution, its integration is now 2/9 quantity 1 plus 3x raised to 3/2 as x goes from 1 to 8. So in this way po, we will substitute all x's by 8. It becomes like this. In the same expression, all x's were replaced by 1. It became this. And we have to subtract the 2. And for such, you will get a value which is 26. So thank you and congratulations to everyone who commented C. 26, you got it right. Yay! Tama. All right, so far so good po, no? Take note, in this case, your calculator can handle this also in a much faster and more efficient way. Just encode it, no? 17. Okay, dito na po tayo. The two illustrations were taken from GeoGebra. The purple region, this one, represents the blank of 1/3 and 1/2. Is it A, sum, B, quotient, C, product, or D, difference? Observe nyo po ha, ito po yung 1/3, ito po yung 1/2. Pag-combine nyo sa dalawa or paggamit ng operation na yan, naging ito po yung purple region na to. Ano po ito? Sum, quotient, product, or difference? What do you think? Letter C daw, product? Marami pong convinced sa letter C ata. Let's see kung tama ang C. And ito po yung animation niya, no, sa GeoGebra. Please take a look po. Yan. Go. Yan. So yung kalalabasan niya ay itong purple na to. And take note, anong nangyari, di ba? Nag-move lang siya, no? Nag-move siya papunta. Kinumbine. Tapos ano nangyari? Pag-move niya, no? Yan. So this is 1/2. So you see it's 6 parts now. And this purple region here is actually the product of the two of them. Some of you might argue, sir, kung notice nyo po, 1/2 minus 1/3, 1/6 din. Pero take note po, in this context, yung pagkakagawa niya, pagka-arrive niya, ito yung 1/2 po, ito yung 1/3. Ito din po yung 1/2, no? So, hindi niya po na-take away sa context na 'to. But, nag-merge po sila together, creating 6 parts, and that purple part is just 1/6. It's actually the product for this context. Very good. Letter C. 18. Coins and or counters may be used to teach what concepts? Is it A, addition, B, 1 addition, 2 subtraction, 3 multiplication, or 4 division? Is it A, 1, B, 1 and 2, C, 1, 2, and 3, or D, 1, 2, and 3, and 4? Counters. Ano po? Saan siya pwedeng magamit? Coins or counters? Convince ata kayo sa letter D. Pwede ba plus? And the answer is yes, no? If you put coins together, that could illustrate the concept of addition. If you take away the counters o yung ibang counters ay kinuha mo, that's subtraction. Multiplication as well could be used, no? For example, merong 3 sets of 4 counters, multiplication po yan. And can we use also division? Yes. If you would group a certain number of counters into certain groups. That's why if you answered letter D, congratulations, tama po. In fact, they can be used, no, for these 4 fundamental operations. Number 19. In mathematics, these are any concrete objects that allow students to explore an idea in an active, hands-on approach. Did you go for blocks, materials, tools, or manipulatives? Okay, wow. So far, many answered D. And if you answered D or manipulatives, you are actually correct, no? So manipulatives are actually concrete objects and they are usually used, no, to make abstract concepts more concrete, especially for on the part of learners who find the abstract concept difficult or who cannot understand the abstract definition of mathematics. So it's a way to concretize mathematics, and with such, letter G is the correct answer. So far, so good? Okay, take a look at this, number 20. Mr. Zamora would like to teach his learners about quadratic functions using GeoGebra. So take a look there. What concept is he teaching based on the image? Is it A, horizontal shift, B, vertical shift, C, both A and B, or D, neither A nor B? So anong concept po kaya ito? Ma'am Gemma, Ma'am Cutie, Ma'am Thea, Ma'am Hannah, Ma'am Lenz, Ma'am Julie, Ma'am Nashra. All of you commented letter, okay, some of you answered B, some of you answered C. Or some of you, okay, vertical nga ba or both? Take note ha. So notice nyo po, if assume no, na ito po yung base function, so this one no, was shifted pababa. If this is the base function, ito naman po ay nalagay sa itaas. So, take note, kung pababa o pataas, yan ay tinatawag na kung pababa siya or paakyat. This now involves what we call vertical shift. Letter B. Kapag sinabi po nating vertical sa ating quadratic functions or sa ating transformations, it's either going down or up lang po yan. Kapag sinabi naman po nating horizontal shift, either papunta sa left or papunta sa right. So the correct answer po is letter B, vertical shift. 21. Teacher Amor is rolling a die and lets learners predict what will come out. Her lesson may be on probability, geometry, algebra, or number theory. All right. So this one, no, parang chicken lang to sa atin. And I'm so happy that many of you got this right. Sabi ni Ma'am Julie, ang dami niyan, Mama. So letter A, probability. In fact, no, Your dice, cards, your spinners, and the like are interactive and engaging math aids to get children involved in learning about probability. Letter A. 22. A clinometer may be used to determine the what? Is it A, elevation change between 2 points? B, rate of change of two moving objects? C, find the roots of an equation? Or D, volume of a solid? Okay, clinometer. Familiar po ba kayo sa term na to? I hope you are familiar po. Okay, many of you answered A. If you answered A, then dun, 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 you are actually correct. Letter A. So if you have a clinometer po, no, usually you could use that to measure angles. No? So halimbawa, if this is your line of sight dito po, no, by knowing the angle here, and let's say if you know your distance from this building, you could actually determine the height, no, of this point here from the base. So that's how powerful a clinometer is. No? So you could determine angles, and it could also be used to determine elevation change between 2 points. 23. To understand the surface area of a certain space figure, Sir Ian showed the following net. What particular space figure will it form? Is it A, cone, B, pyramid, D, sphere, C, sphere, or D, cylinder? What do you think? Okay, grabe kayo. Walang patumpik-tumpik, letter D, cylinder. Tama nga ba ang cylinder? Let's see. Yan, so if you have this first one po, no, yung kapag ganito po yung itsura niyan, yan, magiging cone po yan. If you have something like this, if you have a square and four triangles, it could actually be a net, no? Or it could form your pyramid. But if you have a rectangle and two circles as shown, then that could be made, no, to form a cylinder like your can of sardines. Letter D ang tamang sagot. So good job po mga kaguro. And we have one more here. How about this? Teacher Sandy has prepared a cone and a cylinder with identical circular bases and height. So dito po, yung cylinder at saka cone, parehas po yung kanilang circular base at saka parehas din po yung kanilang height. She tasked one student to fill the cone with water and to pour the water to the cylinder. The process was done 3 times in all. This will help the child know that the volume of the cone is blank the volume of the cylinder. Is it A, 1/3, B cubed, B cubed, C thrice, or D cube root? Okay, what's your answer for 24? Grabe, ang bilis. Many of you answered letter A for 24, and if you did, you are actually correct. That's why, no? Tandaan po natin ha, basta same lang po yung radius at saka yung height ng cone at saka cylinder, tandaan po natin that the volume of the cone is 1/3 of the volume of your cylinder. Kasi tatlong beses siyang napuno eh. Or we could also say that the volume of the cylinder is 3 times the volume of your cone. Letter A. And we are not yet done. We still have some extra math because we have a few moments left, no? Try this. Okay, let's see. No? I'll give you a few moments. Try this. If X, Y, and Z are natural numbers such that 1 over X plus 1 over Y plus 1 over Z equals 15 over 52, what is the value of X plus Y plus Z? This time you have no choices. Let's see if you get this correctly. Okay, try po. The answer here is a whole number less than 20? Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. No? So far, actually meron pong technique dito. We will employ what we call reciprocal property of equality. At saka, you might be thinking, ano yung reciprocal property of equality? That expression states that, again ha, assuming po that no expression on both left and right side are equal to zero, the reciprocal property of equality states that the reciprocal of the left side, of the left-hand side, is equal to the reciprocal of the right-hand side. So, for example, di ba ito yung numerator mo, yung 1? Yung denominator mo, yung kabuuan nito. The whole thing here is your denominator. So, its reciprocal is x, this whole thing, x plus 1 over y plus 1 over z over 1. But since it's just over 1, di ba kung yung denominator natin is 1, you can just omit that, equals. The reciprocal of 15 over 52 is 52 over 15. However, di ba yung 52 over 15 is an improper fraction? And we can express this no, by division. If you divide 52 over 15, that is actually equal to 3 and 7 over 15. But 3 and 7 over 15 means you are going to add 3 and 7 over 15. So take note po ninyo, kung meron pong meron pong symmetry dito. Dito, it appears that x is your parang whole number siya dito, yung x, no? Dito, it appears that 3 is your whole number part, which means na x po is equal to 3. Okay? Nagets nyo po? Ito po, x equals 3. And then yung natitirang fraction part nito, yung 1 over y plus 1 over z, is equal po dito, 7 over 15. Like this. And again, next po, employ again the reciprocal property of equality. Yung reciprocal ng left side ay equal sa reciprocal ng right side. Ano pong reciprocal ng left side? Di ba yung reciprocal nito is y plus 1 over z. Now, ano po yung reciprocal ng 7 over 15? Di ba yung reciprocal ng 7 over 15 ay 15 over 7? Express 15 over 7 as an improper fraction. Sorry, express it as a mixed number, I mean. Ano po ang 15 over 7 as a mixed number? Okay, sabi ni Ma'am Mel K, 7 and 1/2, and you are correct. Ito po yung ginawa ko. So y plus 1 over z, the reciprocal here, equals 15 over 7 or 2 and 1/7. So using a similar technique kanina, ano po ang value ni y? Ano po si y? Sabi ni Ma'am Cutie, ni Ma'am Gemma, ni Ma'am Melkate, 2 daw. Ni Ma'am Mathematics, ni Ma'am Thea, 2. I agree. Kasi siya yung whole number part dito. Siya din yung whole number part. So y is equal to 2. And lastly, 1 over z is equal to this fractional part, no? And by the reciprocal property of equality, z equals 7. So therefore, what's the value of x plus y plus z po? Thank you po. And if you answered 12, because x is 3, y is 2, and z is 7, then you get 12. Thank you and congratulations. I hope na nakuha po natin yung explanation. Thank you po. And we have one more, no, for tonight. Find the largest integer value of n such that 1 times 3 times 5 times 7 times all the way until 41 times 43 times 45 is divisible by 3 raised to n. In this case po, no, you will take the product of all odd numbers from 1 until 45, and this should be divisible by 3 raised to n. Find the value of the largest n. Sige, try niyo po. Okay? What do you think po? Sige, try niyo po muna. Ano pa yung largest value ng n? In such a way that 3 raised to n is, I mean, that given product is divisible by 3 raised to n. It's also a way of saying 3 raised to n divides that product. Math error daw po. Okay, may nagsabing 8. It's okay po, ma'am. No worries po. 8, okay. Tama nga ba ang 8? Take note po ha, for it to be divisible, by 3 raised to n, so it's like asking ilang 3 na factors. Ilang factors, ilang 3 as a factor ang magagamit dito. For example, ang 1 wala. Ang 3, 'di ba 3 times 1 ito, so 3. Ang 5 wala yan. Kasi ang 5 hindi naman siya multiple of 3. Si 7 hindi rin pwede because 7 is not a multiple of 3. 'Di ba ang next niyan, 9? Ang 9, pwedeng 3 times 3. So sa 9, dalawa. Sa 45, 'di ba ang 45? 45 is 3 times 3 times 5. So sa 45, merong dalawang factors din of 3, no? So in this case, since odd numbers lang naman sila, and dapat divisible by 3 raised to n, so consider only the factors that are divisible by 3. Disregard mo na yung iba na walang 3 as a factor. Kasi wala ka naman makukuhang 3 doon. So let's try, no? So in this case, odd multiples of 3 have at least 1 3 as a factor. Halimbawa po, ang 3 has 1. Yung 9, di ba, 3 squared. So, take note, bakit 9? Kasi yung mga odd multiples of 3 lang. Kasi yung ibang mga odd numbers dyan na hindi naman multiples of 3 ay walang factor na 3. So, disregard po yan. So, ang 9 kasi 3 squared or 3 times 3. Meron siyang dalawa. Ang next 15, di ba? Ang 15, 3 times 5. Meron siyang isa. Meron siyang isang 3. O, sige po. Ano pong next? Di ba ang next is 21, tama? Ang 21 ilan? Ang 21 ilang 3 meron? How many 3 as a factor? Ang 21 ay merong isa, tama po. Kasi 21 is 3 times 7, isang 3. Next nito is 27, tama? Ang 27 ilan? Tama. Ang 27 merong ilang 3 as a factor? Okay, may nagsasabing isa, may nagsasabing 3. And ang tamang sagot ay meron siya tatlo. Kasi 27 is 3 times 3 times 3 or 2 cube. Meron siyang tatlo. Okay? I hope na clear po. Anong next? 33. Ang 33 ilan? Ang 33 merong isa. Ang next naman niya is 39. Ang 39 is 3 times 13. Meron din siyang isa. And lastly, ang 45 ay merong dalawa kasi nga 3 squared times 5 siya. So, add po natin lahat. That's 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2, and that is a total of 12 of them. That's why we could say that the highest power of 3 is 12. And you can confirm with your calculators, no? If you have a high-end calculator, you could actually confirm that if you divide this expression by 3 raised to 12, you will still get an integer value. But if you will decrease the exponent of, for example, 3 raised to 10, 3 raised to 11, 3 raised to 8, factors pa rin po sila. I mean, it will still give you a whole number answer. But the largest exponent of 3 is 12. If your exponent is 13, 14, and so on, 15, and so on, ang 16, 17, or whatever po yan, 18, 19, I'm sure na hindi na integer yung makukuha mong sagot kasi hindi nga siya divisible by those. I hope na nakuha po natin ang 12. Thank you po, Sir Josh, and to everyone. And with that, that ends our session for tonight. Thank you very much, and a great day to one and all.